this probably goes on to a part of asking why you didn't get chose. I,
That is a good question.
I know people that sit back and they contemplate why they didn't get chose for a relationship, and then they start to compare themselves when they see someone that they were interested in or had a past relationship in, as in the ego comes out of them trying to compare their looks, their attributes to the next person. And a lot of cases, it's not about your looks versus their looks,
Mm-hmm.
your whole attributes on the surface versus their attributes on the surface. It's not about that. So you drive yourself crazy. I don't do it, but I know plenty of people that do, that drive themselves crazy asking a question about why they didn't get chose. And to me, it's straight crazy.
Well,
It's straight
you know,
retarded.
you do have people wondering why
Well,
they didn't get chose. I mean, I'm
they,
sure
they,
there's a lot.
well, the simple answer is because motherfucker wasn't buying what you were selling.
Well,
That's why you didn't
which
get chose, because they wasn't buying what you were selling.
is well, that could be one of the reasons. But there's a lot. I think there's a few more reasons.
To me, a lot of it comes down to this. For me personally, it comes down to the chemistry that you have. You have to have chemistry, especially if you're looking to be around this person on any length of timeline, right? There
Okay,
has to be a chemistry there. Even in the bad times, there's still got to be a chemistry there,
I
you know.
agree. I
And
agree with that.
without that, there's no possibility of a, to me, lasting relationship unless it's a relationship of circumstances where you just stand together because, or you just got together because. That's a totally different type of thing, you know. But chemistry is a big thing, and that's something a lot of people don't understand, is the type of chemistry you may have. And the other thing is, it depends on where that person is in their life at the time. They may have all the attributes in the world that lead up to this person being the perfect person,
Mm-hmm.
but in their life, where they are right now, they may not even be living up to those attributes,
Right.
which means that they're not even ready for that relationship. And some people try to wait it out. You know, they try to wait it out.
True.
But it's a there's no guarantees there, even if you do wait it out. You
Right.
know, so it's it's nuts. Where
And how
you
long
know,
should you wait it out?
well, see, that's the whole thing. That's sometimes you get that where these people be talking about, oh, they wasted 10 years of my life or whatever, and blah blah blah. Uh, they if they haven't broken any promises, mm, that was on you because you saw it wasn't going nowhere, and
Yeah.
especially if there's broken promises of, yeah, I'm going to, or yeah, I'm going to, and nothing never materializes, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's on you.
Mm-hmm.
How many yeah I'm going to's are you going to take? Or I'll get
Right.
to it, or we'll talk about that later. How long you gonna go on that thing? And I ain't saying you got to give ultimatums, but you got to be true to yourself and say the shit ain't gonna happen.
Right.
Time for me to hit it. You know, and if you in love, did you waste time? That's a
And I mean, now that you bring that up, that's when people say, "Oh, I wasted 12, 10, 12 years of my life with that person." But like you say, you was in love with that person, so how could you say that time was wasted? It's like
wasted.
the time you spent together was the time you spent together.
Right.
And okay, so at some point you start growing apart. Not everybody grows apart, but then sometimes things just happen to where the chemistry is gone and it's just it's just not there no more. What do you do? Do you just stay there? Or do you just move on and say, okay, my time with you is up and no hard feelings, no time wasted because we had a good time when we were together. When times was right, times was good, it was good. And it just happened. It just happened. I mean, the chemistry just I won't say it just started dying, but either he, she, whoever started finding interest or they priority started changing and the chemistry just started fading away and okay,
Well,
there's nothing you can do about it.
there's people that build unrealistic visions
Hmm.
about what's the next step is going to be.
Mm,
All right.
right,
If there's no clear next step, and I've heard this a lot. Well, I thought, you thought.
right,
I didn't
right,
say
right,
you thought. So your assumption was that this, and that, and the other person said, no, I didn't say that.
right,
Right? We
right,
didn't even discuss that to
right.
even say this was going to be the case.
No, you just assume,
Right. Right. You know,
assume
and a lot of people do that.
mm-hmm,
They just assume that I remember when back in the day when I was younger, in our 20s and stuff, I had a friend, and one person just assumed that the next step was getting married and having kids and this, that, and the other. And the other person was like, we haven't even discussed that kind of thing.
right, right.
I assumed, you know, and that was the end of that relationship.
And I think that's something that everybody should always talk about because um you need to have those conversations because like you said, you got one person assuming, one person like, no, I'm just, I'm good with just the relationship. And it's like,
Sure.
okay, so then when you get that understanding of no, I just want to have a relationship. And if you're gonna stay, that's fine. And if you feel you don't want to just stay because you want more, then that's your choice. You're given that opportunity to do so, to cut, stay, leave, whichever. But if you don't have that conversation and 10 years done went by and he's like, oh, I thought we would have done got married by now. Well, you never talked about it. You never told, you feeling this way and he feeling this way. Okay, well,
I've seen a few people, few guys get themselves in that position to where they had to make a decision. And because either way it goes, it was going to destroy where they were right then. They didn't want to make a decision. They're like, well, what the fuck? Why we got to do this now? This, that, and the other. And
right,
and so they have to and sometimes it has to happen. Especially if the other person is looking to find somebody to travel down that road with, and
right.
you want to stay right where you are. You're like, I'm not trying to rock this boat. We good.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah,
no, you got to make a decision. I'm burning time here. I want this here, and that's fair. I think that's fair.
yeah,
If you're looking to be married with kids and all of that, and this person is not looking to be married to kids, and they just want to live right now and run it out. They ain't even thinking about none of that shit. That person has to make a decision. I think it's right for that person to put them on the hot seat and make a decision, motherfucker. We rolling down this road, or you rolling down that road by yourself? Because I'm going this way.
Ah, true, but
And
that
I'm
does,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And see now here's where a lot of dudes make their mistake, right? This is where a lot of dudes make their critical mistake. Instead of accepting the fact that they don't really want to travel down that road, they go down that road and fuck it up anyway. Why? Because they never wanted to go down that road anyway. But they didn't have the balls to be like, you know what? It's been a great time. I'll let you go do your thing.
you're right.
They do this shit. Okay, okay, I go. Okay, we can get married. Okay, okay. They fuck it up anyway
Yeah,
because they didn't want to go down that road in the first place.
right,
That's that is exactly at the point where a lot of dudes pea-brain themselves and they fuck it up. You know you didn't want to go down that road. Instead of having some balls and saying, "Hey, you know," and they talk that shit. Oh man, she's a good woman, and she look good, and all this other stuff, and blah blah blah. Yeah, motherfucker, but you don't want to go down that road. You're giving all these excuses on why you're gonna go down that
right,
road
right.
versus the number one thing. You know what? I want to go down that road,
You're right.
right?
And it's okay if you do, but that's what that I guess that's what bothers me so much. Oh, I when I hear this, I married her. She wanted to get married. What you mean she wanted to get married? You asked her, you gave her a ring, you said I do, instead of just saying, no, I don't want to get married. But like you say, well, she was good. She was good to me. I ain't want to lose her. And okay, but is that fair to her to feel like,
Right.
okay, now we finna go live ever after? Because I ain't finna say happily ever after because you hit a lot of rocky roads. So it ain't always happily ever after. So you gonna live ever after.
I hear
Either
this a
you,
lot with celebrity couples.
hmm
After they break up, and you hear the peer pressure type thing. Man, he let Holly Berry go.
right, right.
Man, he must be crazy. So she was married to the baseball player David Justice, I believe his name.
hmm
Right? He was on a podcast, and
hmm
he said regarding that marriage, he said, "Yeah, they look like the perfect couple, and this, that, and the other." He said, "But," and he said she was truly in love. Right?
hmm
He
hmm
said he couldn't do it. He said I couldn't do it no more. And he wanted out of the marriage. And he said it came out PR wise negative against him because, PR wise, they put, oh, he's cheating, he's doing this. He said, man, I wasn't doing none of that. I just wasn't happy in the marriage. So therefore, I ended it,
hmm
and, and he wasn't saying it on an ego thing. He was just saying, you know, if you're not with it, it's not working. It's not working for you, you know,
hmm
and it happens all the time, but that's where a lot of people tripped up. I think he kind of peer pressured himself into, oh, with a couple and this, that, and the other, and the next step. And, uh,
hmm
mm, um, mm, and he said again, we were young, this, that, and the other, and blah blah blah. And a lot of young
You
people
know,
tripped. Oh, a lot of people tripped
a
themselves.
lot of people, a lot of young people do get pressured into it.
Hmm. Hmm.
You have that,
I
oh,
tell my
y'all look
people
good
all the time.
together. Or,
Oh, here we
oh,
go.
he's a good guy or she's a good girl. And okay, that may be the case, but
Hmm.
it's your life. You have to make that decision that that's what you want to do. or y'all come together and talk about it and figure out that's what you want to do. Other than that, don't. And and you have parents that does that. All
Oh
you
yeah,
need to,
family, friends. Oh yeah,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
that
yeah.
that that whole thing. Uh, I had a young man that was kind of going through that type of thing, and I told him, you know what you see. You know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what you see. You know
Mm-hmm.
exactly what to do. Don't let these other motherfuckers fuck you up.
Exactly. Eh,
Don't let them fuck. Don't let them trick bag you into that shit.
yeah,
You know exactly what you see. And he verbalized over the, yeah, you know exactly. I told him, you know exactly what you see. You don't need me to tell you what to do. You know what to fucking do already, right?
yeah, yeah,
You have my support. Anybody that's coming for you, I got you,
yeah,
and you know they ain't gonna fuck with me.
yeah.
So you do what
Well,
you gotta do.
and that's the thing. He or she may be good out in the public's eye, but if they live together, if him or her, if they live together as a couple, one of them could be Jekyll and Hyde, and it's like, well, wait a minute, but you know, when you out in the public, you an angel, him or her, it doesn't matter. But it's like you say, you know what you see, you know what you're dealing with, and you say I do, you got to deal with that.
The other person didn't have a clue to where they were going.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to be in a relationship with somebody where the other person has no idea or no thought process about where they're going or where they want to be or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I know a lot of people that are that way. Who've got absolutely no clue about what they're doing, what they want to be, no aspirations to do anything. I expect somebody to be want to be in a relationship with you. You're just there,
Right. Right.
you know. So that's another reason why
Yeah.
you may not get chose.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of reasons.
Or
But
being with someone that doesn't see the vision.
that is correct. You can't
You
be
know,
with somebody like that.
right?
That you
If they
you
don't see your vision, regardless of what your vision is, if I wanted to be the best bank robber around,
I'm here to
you got
support you.
you gotta see the vision.
You got my support.
You gotta see the vision. And
Right, right.
that's part of what they were talking about the communication aspect of it uh, and whatnot of being in a relationship. So there's a myriad of reasons on why you didn't get chose.
Well, I can't say anything because I am the chosen one. So, I'm a toot my horn. I am the chosen one. Woo! Toot, toot.